This is going to be our first beach walk. It's now 12:26, and this beach walk is going to be from my office, 1253 Washington, to the Apple Store. So here we go. Here is Crunch Gym, which is right here in our building. And the neighborhood pub is Playwright. Now, one point that to take into account, that is that as you're walking on a boring street, you know, the rule of thumb is that people will if it's a 5-minute walk or less, they'll do that instead of driving. However, the more interesting things get, like with storefronts and people to look at, you know, if it's not a deserted street, then the further people will walk. So like this walk is going to be definitely more than 5 minutes, but there's a lot of interesting stuff along the way. There's a little scooter place. And one thing to notice too, we've already passed one grocery store, and in just that first block, I'm about to pass another couple up here. So there's like 3 groceries within 2 blocks just on this one path. That's the trick with bikes on the sidewalk. If you're going to do it, then you got to kind of behave differently than you would on the road. Okay, so there's a little drugstore there. A tattoo. Here you go. Food Factory is a good little restaurant that had, you know, good, competent food, inexpensive, which is a bit of a trick here. So coming up here on the right is the grocery that we use a lot. It's the Art Deco Cafe, they call it, but it's actually a grocery store. So we'll just walk down there and buy food for one meal. And you know, you don't need to stock up for 2 weeks if it's 2 blocks away. This is one place where, just for a little piece of a block, the buildings step back. And if you had very much of this, it would be uninteresting enough that you wouldn't want to walk here, but because it's only one little gap, it works out okay. first moved down here, Andres Duane's brother Douglas was walking with me somewhere here on the beach, and he said, "Steve, you are such an Anglo. You should know that when you're walking in the subtropics, that you stay on the shady side of the street." So that's one way that you can tell who's a local and has been here a while, and who the tourists are, because all the tourists are out there walking in the sun in the middle of the day in August. So here we'll cross over. Tell the tourists from the locals, because the locals are almost always in better shape than the tourists, because they walk around all over the place. One of only about 3 pedestrian malls that have survived in the U.S. Almost all the rest of them failed. The reason this one survived, and actually is thriving, is just because of the quantity of people who primarily walk that are within walking distance of it, plus all the tourists, of course. But there's literally half the people on the beach, almost half, don't even have a car. So this is their main street. At the Apple store, and it's now 12:38. So what was it, 12:26? So that's a 12-minute walk, but because it was very interesting, it didn't seem so long.